Now we came to know what do you mean by this name syntax and what do you mean by this AMI. Now we'll move into the next topic, which is instance type. So let's see what do you mean by this instance type and what we need to understand from this respect to instance type. While creating these EC2 instances, we had provided tags for identification and organizing the resources, and later on using these tags we may use it in the automation and for cost optimization purpose. Fine. Now in order to create this server, we have selected this software configuration by using AMI templates. So AMI is a software configuration provided by the AWS, or you may have your own custom AMI also. Now we need the hardware configuration. In order to get the hardware configuration to our EC2 instances or to our virtual server, we are using instance type. So instance type, it means using this instance type, it decides the CPU or the processing power, the RAM, and the networking performance. It means using this instance type, we're going to decide our EC2 instances, processing unit, and memory. Along with this, the networking performance and available hard disk or supported hard disk. These things will come to know with this instance type. Fine. So it is just like providing the hardware configuration to our EC2 instances. So what are the requirements that you select from here? AWS will allocate this hardware configuration to you in order to launch these EC2 instances. Fine. Now, if you observe, let's say in our organization, I am running a project where I require high CPU performance, or else I am running a project where I require high RAM performance or high storage performance. It means I need this hardware configuration to support these projects. Fine. To make it clear in the real time, let's say this is me. I went to purchase a laptop. Now the shopkeeper will ask me a first question. What is the purpose of this laptop that you are purchasing for? Because these laptops are designed in such a way to provide a different type of workloads. Let's say I need a laptop for gaming softwares to support this gaming softwares. Then the shopkeeper will suggest a laptop which will support this gaming softwares. Fine. Let's say I need a laptop to support my AI or ML workloads. Then the shopkeeper will suggest a configuration of this laptop which will support this AI ML workloads. So likewise, these laptops are designed such a way to support a different type of workloads. In the same way, when you go to the AWS to create a virtual server or EC2 instances, even the AWS is providing different types of instances. So we have the different types of instances. So overall, in the AWS, you can find 5 types of EC2 instances. So what are the 5 types of instances? Let me tell you. These 5 EC2 instance types are general purpose instance type, compute optimized, instance type, memory optimized, storage optimized, and accelerated computing instance type. So there are the 5 types of EC2 instance types that you can find in the AWS. So it means while creating your EC2, to select your hardware configuration, we are using instance type. So based on the workload to support your server projects, you can select any one of the EC2 instance family. If you select the general purpose workloads, it is providing a balanced CPU and RAM power. It means it is providing a balanced CPU and RAM combination. So where you can use this combination to support your general workloads or all type of workloads. of your EC2 instances. Let's say you want EC2 instances with high CPU performance. Then you go to the compute optimized instances under this instance type. So which is providing high CPU performance to support your workload. Let's say you want an EC2 instances with memory optimized or with high RAM. Then through this memory optimized EC2 instance type to provide a high RAM combination to support your EC2 instances. So similarly, if you want the fast storage, go with the storage optimized. And for accelerated computing, if you want high GPU powers, fine. So when to choose these general purpose instances? Whenever you are using, or for all type of workloads, to support all type of workloads, we are using general purpose instances. For compute optimized, it is for the better processing, or for analytics, go to the compute optimized. For memory optimized, whenever you're working with big data sets or databases, and for caching, go to the memory optimized. If you're working with the big data or log files, then you need better storage performance. So in that situation, go to the storage optimized. And for AI, machine learning, and for graphics, better go with accelerated computing instance type. Now, how to select these instance types? Example, if you go to the general purpose, it is represented with the family T and M. Example, if you want the general purpose instances, you can see something like T2 micro or T3 large. So if you decode this, the T, it is defining it is a general purpose family of an EC2 instance type. It means it is providing a balanced CPU and RAM combination. And this followed by number, whether it might be 2 or 3, it is a generation. To which generation this family belongs to. So this T family belongs to this third generation. Here this T family belongs to second generation. And followed by this micro or large, it is defining the size of an EC2 instances. It is defining the size, right? If it is a micro, you may get 1 CPU plus 1 GB RAM. And if it is a large, you may get some 2 CPU and 4 GB RAM. It is just like a t-shirt size. As you know, t-shirt size start with small, medium, large, right? So as the t-shirt size grows, the size also grows. The capacity also grows. In the same way, if you want the general purpose instances, as per your requirement, you can select the size so that it will become your EC2 instance or your hardware configuration in order to create your EC2 instances or virtual server. I hope it is clear to everyone. Let's see in practical. So once you log into your AWS account, first select the region. So here I'm going to a region called Mumbai, and with this AP South 1 as a code to represent this Mumbai region. So go to this Mumbai region, and to create a EC2 instances from this region, select a service called EC2 instances under compute category. So open this service. So if you do right click and open link in new tab. So now you can see this dashboard. So here, if you observe, currently there is no EC2 instances which is created or in the running state, right? So now come back to dashboard. Now if you want to launch one EC2 instances, if you want to create one EC2 instances, select this launch instances to get started or to create a virtual server in the cloud. So select this option. So once you select this option, in order to create a virtual server, first we need to provide a tag. So this is the key, and here I'm providing the value. So the value I'm called as, it is a demo web server. I'm called as a demo web server. If you want, you can also provide additional tags in the form of key and value pair. So here my key is a name and the value I given as a demo web server. In the real time, if you want, you can also give many tags, like it is an environment belongs to development team, and the project, or you can give the client is a LeoAxis. So likewise, you can attach many tags in order to organize or manage these resources. Now, the next thing, to create these EC2 instances, we need to select our software configuration. we are selecting our software configuration under AMI. So AMI stands for, it is a software configuration which contains this operating system and some pre-installed softwares with some basic settings. Here under quick start you can see the ready-made available templates which are provided by you from AWS. If you want, you can also browse more AMIs. So here already it is selected Amazon Linux 2023 version. If you want, you can also choose different version of this Amazon Linux, previous versions also. Or else if you want to go to Windows, you can also select the Windows as your software configuration template, where you can select the previous versions of this Windows operating systems as well. So currently I'm selecting the Amazon Linux as my operating system with this latest version, and which is eligible for free tier usage. I hope it is clear. Now, once you selected this software configuration, it means it is going to preloaded into this EC2 instances while I'm creating this EC2 instances. Under this, there is something called instance type. As I told you, we have the 5 types of EC2 instances. One is general purpose, memory optimized, storage optimized, compute optimized, and accelerated computing. If you want to have a balanced CPU and RAM performance to my EC2 instances, then I'll go to the general EC2 instances. Then how to select the general EC2 instances? Because I know that if you see this T3 micro, the T class or the family T is representing the general purpose EC2 instance type, right? And the micro is defining the size. So for the micro, I'm getting 2 CPU and 1 GB RAM. And the T representing the general purpose, followed by 3, it is the generation. It is the third generation of the general purpose. Likewise, if I scroll down, if I drop down this, you can find many instance types. Like if I go to T3 small, it means T stands for general purpose. With the third generation, small is the size where I'm getting 2 CPU and 2 GB RAM. So likewise, if I scroll down, you can find many EC2 instance types. So what are the free types that are eligible? You can select as per your usage. If you want to compare more instance types, you can also select this option to compare more EC2 instance types. We have it is a general purpose representing the T2 Nano. So it is a general purpose with second generation Nano is a size. For the Nano, I'm getting 1 CPU and 0.5 GB RAM. So Nano, Micro, Small, if the size increases, you can see the capacity is also growing. For the large, we are getting 2 CPU and 8 GB RAM. For extra large, you are getting 4 CPU and 16 GB RAM. So you may select as per your requirement. Remember, the cost is also vary as per your selection. If you are selecting higher configuration, the cost is also depends on the configuration that which you're going to select. And it also depends on the region. From which region you selected these resources, it also matters. It means overall, the cost is decided by the configuration which you selected, and also from the which region that you selected is overall decides the cost of this EC2 instance type. I hope it is clear. And if you want to go to high CPU combination, if you want a high CPU performance for your EC2 instances, it means you need to choose the compute optimized. For compute optimized, it is represented with the letter C. So by seeing this C, I can understand it belongs to a compute optimized, where I'm getting better CPU performance. I hope it is clear. So likewise, if you observe here, for the general purpose instances, where it is supporting wide range of workloads, and it is represented with the family called T and M. And for compute optimized, which is providing high performance processor, it is represented with the letter C. And for memory optimized, where it is providing a good RAM combination, which is represented with the letter R and X. And for accelerated computing, it is represented with the respective letters. And it is for the storage optimized, when you want a good or fast storage performance. Fine. And if you see this D code, if you take any example like C5N X large, so by seeing the C, we can understand it belongs to a compute optimized family, and this 5 belongs to a generation. So this family belongs to this 5th generation, right? And don't worry about this attribute for a timing. And if you see this X large, it is defining the size of your EC2 instance type. Okay, if it is X large, you are getting a higher size. I hope it is clear to everyone so far.